This shows the front of the church. As we pan up, we see the windows above the church doors are part of the original windows from 1886 when the church was built. And as we go up higher, we see the louvers where the bell tower is, where the bells are located. And above that, we see the clock. The history of this area has its earliest beginnings back in the 1800s. Along about 1840 something, this was known as Eagle Village because the American Eagle Hotel was built on the corner of what is presently 26th and Peach Street. It was started by as a stagecoach stop between Pittsburgh and points in between north, to the west of Cleveland and points in between, and to the east, Buffalo and the points in between. It was called Eagle Village, I say, because of the hotel. But later on it became known as Federal Hill because the people here felt that Eagle Village was not a very good name. It didn't sound appropriate for the number of people and the size of the village had grown. The City of Erie sat about 2 miles north, mile and a half to 2 miles north of here. It extended from the lake back to about 12th Street and from about Chestnut Street over to Parade Street. That was pretty much the boundaries. And when the parish was founded, the children who lived up in this area here used to travel to St. Mary's School down on East 9th, which is approximately 2 miles from here. And to do that, they had to go between 2 large swamps, cross 2 creeks, and down through the fields and woods. Well, the people here felt that it would be a lot easier for the children to navigate a school much closer to their homes. So they bought some property about 6 blocks north of here. They bought it just west of what is presently Peach and West 18th Street and started a school in 1853. And the school plodded along until about 1859 when there was a sudden influx of students that lived in the area and were going to the school. So they built a larger school, and it continued to grow until much later, and then and it's unusual that the fact that when you usually had a parish, it would start with a church, you would have families coming, you'd have children that would go to school there, and the school would be built. This was the opposite of that. We had to have a school first, which led to the development of St. Joseph Parish. So on June 2nd, 1867, St. Joseph Church had its first Mass celebrated. And the church was in a little old wooden frame structure about 36 feet by 80 feet long. And the interior had been frescoed by a man from Buffalo by the name of Leo Frohey. Leo was assisted by his young son, and he had assisted his father in painting the oil stations of the cross. They were oil on canvas. Gottfried Frohey frescoed the interior of the church and painted the oil stations with the assistance of his young son, Leo. And Leo would later become the same gentleman whom the stained glass windows were purchased from.